Good day everyone. Our topic for today was about the assessment strategies that can increase motivation and outcome-based teaching and learning. So how can we make assessment a palatable menu for our students? What are those classroom assessment and principles? Now we have here 13 assessment strategies that can increase motivation. First is make clear your learners' objectives every time. Yes, because it is really good if the students are clarified or mas klaro sa kanila if what objectives they are working on. Syempre, para hindi rin malito or mag-cram ang students. Just like for example, sa criteria to use, it is important that they understand it in terms of evaluating their learning. Again, make clear your learners' objective every time. Second, make your students own the lesson objectives. You should allow your students to set their own personal learning target based on the lesson objective, so that they can understand what they are talking all about and make them feel entertained or comfortable. Number 3 is engage your students in self-assessment. Yes, it is important to engage your students in self-assessment so that they will know how to determine their own target, the learners, to give them opportunity to speak and stand on their own, to evaluate their own performance, to empower students to be more active in their own learning process. Number 4 is to practice criterion reference assessment rather than norm reference assessment. It is where you need your students compare their performance against established criterion, if okay ba or hindi, if they have set their standards or wala. Next is the assessment is certainly based on established criterion, your learning target or objectives. Of course, as a teacher, you really base on a criteria for judging. Make sure na pantay-pantay ang lahat ng pakikitungo mo sa kanila and do not assess another anymore if may tinuturuan ka ng iba. And don't make your students confused or discouraged. Number 6, inspire your students to have mastery-focused rather than performance-focused. Let them love learning. Let them know not to worry if they will fail or get some low scores, grades, and points on their performance, but rather taught them to try again until they improve. Don't let them lose hope. Motivate them that they will get better. Number 7, have a growth mindset. Yes, believe that your students can improve. Let them know that failure and wrong answers is welcome. It is okay. Just assure your students that they are not made less of themselves by a wrong answer or a mistake. What is most important is that they learn from their mistakes and continuously grow and improve. Number 8, your assessment practice must be sensitive and constructive because assessment has an emotional impact. Exactly. So as a teacher, as a role model, you should know your limitations. You should know how to control yourself in terms of giving comments to your students, to their grades, marks, as well as manner on how you communicate your students, because somehow it can also affect their self-confidence. Do not be biased on your students. Treat them equally, and if they do something wrong, do not judge them. Do not say harshly to the point na they feel bad or insulted, because students are too sensitive nowadays. It will kill their spirit and may lead them to have a negative view both of themselves and the subjects. And number 9, inspire your students to have mastery focused rather than performance focus. As what I have said earlier in number 4, let your students love learning. Try and try until much better. Do not worry if you fail. Just focus on your goal and believe that you can improve yourself. 10, still have a growth mindset. Just what I said earlier, believe that your students can improve themselves. 11, it's the same to number 8. Your assessment practice must be sensitive and constructive because assessment has an emotional impact. Know your words as a teacher and be mindful always. 12, don't make the test too difficult to discourage students nor too easy to make them complacent. Dapat yung katamtaman lang na alam mong kaya ng students mo sagutin ang exam mo based also sa topic na napag-aralan ninyo. Know your students' capabilities, and as a teacher, remember that an extremely easy test is not challenging while an extremely difficult test is discouraging. Lastly, communicate results or feedbacks to your students. A teacher facilitates learning by providing students with important feedback on their learning areas, because giving feedbacks makes students strive harder for they make it as a motivation.